Hello and welcome to Talkin Reptiles with myself, Mark Perpetua of Reptile Encounters, and my friends at Hudson Valley Reptile and Rescue. Today we have a snake in our species spotlight. This is a native snake found right here in the Hudson Valley of New York called the northern water snake. One of my favorite snakes to see when I'm out fishing and exploring nature. Sometimes, however, these snakes are largely misunderstood. Northern water snakes will bask sometimes on low-lying brushes over the water. And if you spook one while you're canoeing or kayaking, they'll just fling themselves to get back into the water. And occasionally they'll end up in or on your boat. Some people think that means the snake is trying to attack them. No, it's just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. These snakes really want nothing to do with us. Another problem with these snakes is they get large, up to about 40 inches, and they're heavy-bodied, and they give the appearance of something that's quite scary if you surprise them on land and they become defensive. However, in the water, they'll quickly swim away and want absolutely nothing to do with you. But sometimes these snakes will show, especially when wet. You might be able to see today, since this one's dry, a banding pattern, which when wet has a red or rusty coloration. And unfortunately, many people think these are copperheads, but this is a completely non-venomous snake. In fact, he's not even a constrictor. Water snakes feed primarily on frogs and small fish. Since they have no way of killing their prey, they have to eat things that don't struggle back very hard, and they swallow their prey completely alive. These snakes, however, don't make really good captives. They're a snake that remains very nervous in captivity, and that's why I'm using the hook. This is a freshly caught water snake that we're using just for our videotaping, and he is not used to being handled, nor do water snakes ever become used to being handled, and it's not something anybody would ever probably think of as a good pet. One last thing I want to point out, because of their size and their love for water, another snake that they are sometimes confused with is the venomous cottonmouth or water moccasin. But this far north in New York, we do not have cottonmouths or water moccasins. They are a snake that's found in the south. So any water snake you find here in the north is going to be the common northern water snake, or its scientific name, Nerodia cepedon. There's one other cool fact to include, however, about these animals. Even though they're not venomous, they do have an anticoagulant in their saliva. And that means it's not completely toxic. And I have been bitten several times by northern water snakes in the field. But these animals here do cause a wound, a small wound, but it will bleed a little bit more than most other snake bites due to that anticoagulant. Maybe an adaptation that they have, there's that flailing that I mentioned, maybe an adaptation to help them while feeding on prey that's still alive and struggling, or maybe something along the evolutionary pathway of how venoms developed. But yeah, the northern water snake, very interesting animal, commonly seen in the Hudson Valley. Don't let them scare you. Completely harmless frog and fish eaters that want nothing to do with humans. So we're glad we could bring this guy to you. We're going to probably take him back to the creek where he was found, let him go back to doing his water snake thing. And for you guys at home, just keep looking. We're going to bring you more pet and natural history spotlights as we continue making more Talking with Reptiles.